Showtime is here, and no time to fear. Carell is so near because Showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Carell is the one that you need to know. Now it's Showtime.
Thursday night, Donald Trump is going to do what he's best at, assault our democracy. We're going to talk about what he's going to say and whether he should be removed before saying it, and so much more on today's Carell Show. It is the Carell Show. I am Carell. So very glad you are joining me on this fabulous, what is it, Tuesday, July 14th. My God, July is just whizzing by. Whizzing by. It sounds almost dirty, doesn't it? Whizzing. It's whizzing. July is whizzing by. But it is. And I, in the thick of it here in Las Vegas in the heat, where it's cloudy today and like 90-something already. Sorry, I'm a little late. I was putting on this, do you see this on my hand? I was putting this on. I just got it. Modern times. That is the one thing I will say that is fabulous about living in a city. This morning I did not have this, and I ordered it from Amazon at 7 a.m. and they delivered it at 10. That is spectacular, enabling that horrible billionaire. But I got my. So I have carpal tunnel, but I've never had pain or anything. It shows up on X-rays and on MRIs, and when I have my EEG, or what is it, electromuscular nerve conduction study, it shows up on that. But it never really bothers me. Well, yesterday, right here in the pad of my thumb, right there, oh my God, it hurts. And it hurts here and down the side. And I don't know that it's carpal tunnel, neither does ChatGPT. It said it could be three things. But I will tell you that it frickin' hurts a lot. And it's taking away my grip. Oh, that reminded me. These are 10 milligram edibles. Let's pop one open, shall we? Come on. Are you with me? Everybody? Body of Christ. Chocolatey and delicious. In an hour, I'll feel better. I'm in a lot of pain this morning. A lot, actually. But the show must go on, right? My right hip is killing me. I strained something in that doing yoga or walking the 4 miles that I walk. And then now my hand. I'm falling apart. But an edible will help. All right. Before we get into Donald Trump and what he's going to say Thursday night, allegedly, as has been leaked, a couple things. First of all, I am getting huge amounts of hate over on TikTok and Instagram. Huge. To where friends are, texting me going, wow, you're stirring up Instagram. I posted a clip from yesterday's show that said, if you don't want people to rag on you when you're dead, to make memes, to rejoice in you dying, then don't be a shit person. Good people are mourned. Good people, you don't say anything bad about them when they die because they were a good person. Now, I'm not talking about saints here, okay? We all have our moments. But someone that means well and that doesn't go out of their way to hurt people. Someone who has never signed legislation or pushed legislation that has actually killed people. Someone who hasn't enabled a dictator. That person is not going to do well when they die. But somebody who stands up for right, who helps as many people as they can, who tries to avoid confrontation and all of that, then guess what? People will not rejoice when they die. So I said that yesterday on the show and posted a 1-minute video on Instagram that said, if you don't want people, rejoicing in your death, be a good person. Don't be a shit person. Unlike Ronald Reagan, Lindsey Graham, Donald Trump, and the haters underneath are proving my point. It's okay for them, for MAGA, to say they like it when a liberal dies. And they've said it. Their president has said it. They have said it. But let people on the other side remark about Charlie Kirk, who was an evil fuck, or remark about Lindsey Graham, and they lose their shit. And under my video, they're saying, oh, I can't wait to rejoice when you die. And they don't realize they're proving my point perfectly by posting such comments. That they can't wait for me to die so they can say horrible things or make fun of me. I'll be dead. I won't care. But they're proving my point. That it's okay. Everything. MAGA is the biggest group of snowflakes ever. Because when we turn their behavior around on them, it's too much. They get to do whatever they want with impunity. We turn it around, too much. And that includes comments.
If you're not visiting reallycorrell.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast, videos, and the blog, including recipes at reallycorrell.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Corel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Corel is the one that you need to know.
What I was going to say before the break is that includes comments. Some hater posts something horrible under your post, and you clap back at them. Instagram will remove your comment and leave theirs. Oh, you should read the things they're leaving for me. You should, unstuff the dick from your mouth so we can understand what you say. Of course, there's all these lisp, comments. And then there's people saying, I can't wait to rejoice when you die. Oh, yeah, just horrible things. But if I clap back at them, then I get, banned or whatever. So I don't. And it's getting so I don't read them because social media is a cesspool. It really is. All right, so Lindsey is still dead, and Mitch we still don't know about. In fact, a Republican senator yesterday, I believe it was a senator, when asked, said he thought that was an old photo. So do I. Lindsey and his wife, Mitch and his wife de-aged in that photo. And AI says it's 14% fake. You can run photos through AI checkers. It says it's 86% real, but 14% fake. They took an old photo, put in a today's newspaper, or yesterday, Sunday's, whatever. I'm telling you, he is not up and about. I won't believe it until I see him walking, until I see video, and even then with AI, who knows. But a lot of people are saying that is an old picture. He does not look like that anymore. And they're lying, basically. Are they? I don't know. Would they? Yes. Are they? I don't know. I just don't think that photo is one of him in the hospital looking like Woody from Toy Story right now. But I don't know. So Donald Trump is going to make a speech tomorrow night from the Oval. They save this for war, big events. Rumor has it he's going to attack the 2020 elections because of recently declassified documents. Rumor has it he's going to call Warnock and Ossoff illegitimate senators, even though everybody running the elections in Georgia is a Republican. And I don't know if he's, he can't, I don't know what his beef is still with the election. He won in 2024. I don't get why he is still harping on the 2020 election. We're not going to go back and say he won. There's no prize for proving that you won. He's not going to get a third term. I don't understand why he's being such a petty little bitch about this. But he's going to use it to demand the Save America Act, which will disenfranchise up to 50% of the voters because over half of the voters do not have proof that they were born in the United States. 50% of registered voters don't have a passport or a birth certificate. So you won't be able to vote because they want to stack the midterms against the Democrats because they know they're going to lose. And this is a power grab. This is what dictators do. It's what authoritarians do. And he's going to try everything to prevent the midterms from happening. So we just have to hope that the courts and other bodies in government will rein him in. Will it? I don't know. But is he going to try to rig? And it's so ironic. He's talking about how he won the 2020 election and it was rigged and everything else. Meanwhile, he's trying to rig the 2026 midterms because that's what MAGA does. They blame the other side for something that they blatantly do. If MAGA passes a bill called the Clean Air Act, you can bet it's going to dirty the air. If MAGA passes the Clean Water Act, you can bet it's going to make the water filthy. If MAGA is calling someone a sexual offender or a pedophile, it's because they know they are themselves. And they are. I did the research. You know how many trans people over the last year have been arrested for child pornography? None. Do you know how many Republican men and or preachers have been arrested for the same? Over 200. You know, you can't lie with facts, but they do. They do. So he is going to use the Oval on Thursday to denounce elections, to try to erode our belief in the elections, and to try to illegitimize actual members of Congress. He should be removed after that speech, hauled out in handcuffs. He won't be, but he should be. And that's why Democrats, and he posted a post yesterday saying that we should jail all Democratic socialists, that they should be thrown out of the country or put in jail. That would mean Mayor Mondami. That would mean the woman that just won in Colorado. That would mean about 12 people who are running for office as Democratic socialists. He wants them removed. He is calling them a threat to the United States. That's what dictators do. Let's stop pretending he is acting like an American president. He is not. He is acting like a thug wannabe dictator. And no one's stopping him, so that's why he's doing it. Congress could stop him tomorrow, impeach him. Where Republicans would never. Then get them out too. Anyone that doesn't vote for the impeachment of Donald Trump at this point is a traitor to America. And I'd be saying the same thing if he was a Democrat, which he was prior to running. I would. I don't care what president is in office. If you're behaving the way that Trump is behaving, you should be removed. Whatever party you're in. But they won't. So, what did you have for lunch? You know, what'd you have for dinner? I mean, truly. Because we can rally all we want against what he's going to do on Thursday. He's still going to do it. Congress ain't going to stop him. A judge yesterday stopped this IRS tax ridiculousness and said, no, you sued the IRS in a lawsuit that you knew you were going to win because you knew the Department of Justice would rule in your favor because they're your Department of Justice. And that's illegal. You gamed the system. She nullified the $1.6 billion slush fund, and he is not immune from further prosecution in the future from the IRS. Now, he'll probably appeal that to the Supreme Court because they've got nothing better to do than sit around and deal with his crap, which is all they've done. What has the Supreme Court done for you and I other than take away our rights since he's been in office? Nothing. What positive ruling for the people, not for Donald Trump, for the people? None. Same with Congress. They've done none of our agenda. They've done all his, none of ours. Nothing. They haven't shored up Social Security. Climate change is literally killing us. Thousands of people have died from the climate. More are going to. They haven't fixed the economy. They've done nothing except what he's wanted them to do. Isn't that something? Talk about totalitarianism. Say that 3 times. Totalitarianism. Oh, Lord. So, meanwhile, the war is raging. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. He says open, they said closed. It's like the scene from Chinatown. Sister, daughter, you know. Oh, and this morning on Iranian TV, they took credit for killing Lindsey Graham. Now, did they? I mean, they take credit for everything, but did they? I don't know. It happened awfully fast. They had the autopsy on the way to the hospital, the way it seems. Could they have? Did they? I don't know. I really don't know. But I know this morning they're taking credit for it. You know? And they want to kill Trump. They've made that clear. I think they said they'll pay $50 million to anybody that does him in. I think that's what came out of Iran yesterday. A bounty on his head. It will be. I don't think it'll happen. I just think it's talk. But still, that's how they're talking. So they're saying they killed Lindsey Graham and that they're putting a bounty on the president. Do I believe them? No, I don't believe them. How would they have done it? I mean, how would an Iranian have gotten close enough to Lindsey Graham to kill him? Unless he was some hot Arab guy on Grindr. I mean, I don't know. But, and his sister is now the senator? His sister. I mean, I know when Sonny Bono died, his wife became, but the sister, what are her qualifications? Who voted for her? But there we have that. So that's the world as we know it right now. The world is at war. The strait is closed. Congress, the Senate's kind of paralyzed. They're down not one but two votes because Mitch can't vote. He's not there. And there's no telling when he's going to be back because I believe he's incapacitated. I think it was an old photo that they doctored. And so does AI. AI said 86% not doctored, 14% doctored. Also, ChatGPT and such can't detect Photoshop. So it could be doctored a lot more. So is it? How hard is it for Mitch McConnell? Politicians love microphones. How hard would it be for him to pick up the phone and call Fox News? Pick up the phone and call any news outlet. Pick your choice, any of them. Why hasn't he done that? He's talking for 20 minutes at a time to all these other people, but he can't pick up the phone as isn't that his responsibility? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't he have a responsibility to the people of Kentucky to proof of life more than an old photo? To pick up the phone, call ABC or CNN or Fox or whomever, I don't care, Newsmax, I don't care. Pick up the phone and call them for 5 minutes. Hey, I'm recovering, I'm doing okay. If he can talk to other people, if he can talk to Scott Jennings for 20 minutes, why can't he talk to someone on the record with it being recorded? Because I don't think he can. I'd love your thoughts on that. Do you think he can? I don't believe he can. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Or you can type them in the chat room at youtube.com/Willie Carell. That's youtube.com/Willie Carell. The chat room is going when I'm on air, 10 to 11 every morning, Monday through Thursday. So go ahead and go to the chat room and tell me what you think. Do you think he can even make a phone call to the media? Or is he, still incapacitated? Did the photo convince you that he's okay? It didn't convince me. And it didn't convince a Republican senator who said, I haven't spoken to him. I think that's an old photo. And no, I can't tell you if he's alive. This is not conspiracy. This is someone in the party on a news network saying these things. It's not me saying them. So what do you think? Because they're down 2 votes. It's 47 to 53, the votes. Now it's 51 to 47. And if a few Republicans trade sides on different issues, then they'll have real issues getting anything passed. And they don't have anywhere near the 60 that they need to stop a filibuster. So it's a problem for them doing our business. Mitch McConnell is holding up imagine if you calling out sick held up the workings of your entire company. Your whole company of 330 million people that it serves. Let's say your company served 330 million people, and without you, the job couldn't get done. That's what's happening right now. You need to put that in perspective. He is one of 100, and they do our business. That's what they do. They do the business of the 330 million Americans. And right now, that business can't be done because he's calling in sick. We don't even know that he's alive. Do you believe the photograph? I'd love to hear, in the comments. Also, Iran has claimed that they killed Lindsey Graham. Do you think they did? I do not believe them. They lie, to boost themselves up, just like Donald Trump does. They behave the same. Both the dictator in Iran and the dictator in the United States both lie to build themselves up. I don't think they could have killed Lindsey Graham. Do you? And what about Mitch? Do you think that photo is doctored? Do you think it's real? Do you think he really is going to rehab? Or are you not going to be happy until you actually see him interact with reporters? Because I'm not. Why are they not allowing him, to be interviewed? I do not understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. And, the rules, you and I couldn't do this at our job. That's what fucking bothers me the most. You and I could not behave this way and keep our job. He can. And he works for us. And we don't like it, but he's keeping his job. Well, we are back. I just got a text message. Someone that I worked with for several years just died. Bill LaPointe, the publisher of the Orange County Blade, 86 years old, chain smoker, and never met a vegetable that he liked, and lived to be 86. Just died in Palm Springs in hospice. And as I was telling my friend David via text, that's a complex thing for me, just like other issues that pop up when someone dies. Bill LaPointe was bipolar. He could be so nice. He loaned me money to help buy Park Howard when Andrew and I were moving into it. He could be so nice. He only loaned me $5,000, but still, he loaned me $5,000. He could be so nice. And then in the next breath, be the most horrible gay guy that you've ever seen. Now, my mom hated him. My mom hated him because the Tremblays and the LaPointes, and I didn't believe her. I did not believe my mom. I didn't. But I found out it was true. So Bill LaPointe's family was from Canada, Montreal, the same area that my family is from. And the Tremblays, my mother's clan, and the LaPointes were like the Hatfields and the McCoys. They hated each other. And when my mother met Bill LaPointe in the 90s, she was like, "You're not related to the LaPointes from Canada, are you?" And he said, "Yes." And she said, "Oh, I fucking hate you." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "I'm a Tremblay." And he was like, "Oh, yes, our family's a lot of bad blood." I didn't believe until they actually met and confirmed it. But he could be very nice, and he could be very evil. I mean, really evil, like diabolical, planning and plotting against you, hold a grudge kind of evil. So he could be both. He demanded a lot for a small amount of money. He was not a great boss to work with. He was abusive. He yelled at I did the Orange County Blade. I did the actual production of the magazine and wrote and did photography. It's how I met David Etheridge, my very good friend now of 30 plus years. And Bill LaPointe, we hated him, and at other times we liked him. And now he's dead. So what would I say at his funeral? I'd say just that he could be the kindest man in the world and help you and have a big heart, or he could be a frickin' evil person who you wanted to see get run over by a semi. He could be both. So am I rejoicing in his death? No, it is sad. But at the same time, did he have a very evil side? Yeah, he did. And there are many who are online right now, I've just looked at the obituary thing, commenting bad things, saying, "Oh, well, he was bad. He stole the magazine from his partner," and, blah, blah, blah. So it's not just famous people when they die that people have an issue with about how to react. It's not just Lindsey Graham or when Donald Trump dies or whatever. It's people in your world that may not have been the greatest to you, but they also weren't the worst to you. And then they pass away and you're kind of split. You're like, oh, well, that's too bad. He was nice to me, but he was also a giant prick. So, you know, you end up being torn. I'm torn. But rest, Bill LaPointe. I don't know about peace, but rest. You know, he tried to do good for the gay community. I'll give him that. He published that paper at a loss a lot of times. I'll give him that. And he did it for the community. So I'll give him that. So rest, Bill LaPointe. Meanwhile, we don't know if Mitch McConnell is resting or dead. No other job could this happen. Where 330 million people are depending upon you, and you just get to vanish for weeks with no proof that you're even alive. That photo is not proof. It ain't. Not in the age of AI. So, you know, where is Mitch? Let's do T-shirts. Let's do T-shirts. Where is Mitch? I should make those. Where's Mitch? We could sell them tomorrow. Where's Mitch? Put that photo they released on there. Put him as Woody from Toy Story. And say, where's Mitch? Because I can't find him. You can't find him. No one knows where he's at. Is he in the hospital? Is he in rehab? Did they transfer him? We don't know. And I know there's HIPAA laws, but can't the governor, can't he like go around HIPAA? You know what I mean? He's the governor. He needs to know where this guy is and if he's alive. He still hasn't got the proof of life that he's satisfied with. He said that yesterday. He was all, until I speak to Mitch McConnell, I'm not going to. Why hasn't Mitch McConnell called the governor of Kentucky? Why? Just call the governor and tell him you're alive and recovering. He hasn't done that. How hard is that? You can talk to Scott Jennings. You can talk to two other, but you can't talk to the governor of the state? That seems odd. It does. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, I don't want him to be dead. It's not like I'm sitting here rooting for Mitch McConnell to, turn up dead. I don't wish him dead. I'd just like to know. Because for me, he's been dead for years. He has literally been a walking corpse, zoning out, falling down. It's been elder abuse. Keeping him in the Senate has been elder abuse. And what they're doing to him right now, if he is alive, is elder abuse. Keeping him alive so they can keep their vote, that's just elder abuse. If he's not well enough to go back to work immediately, he should resign. No senator. I'm the one that went out for 4 months with depression. No one. You could not go out of your job for 4 months and still get paid. And I hope Mitch McConnell has filed for disability insurance. He should not be getting paid by the Senate. He is, but he shouldn't be. Because you wouldn't be. How come the rules that apply to us don't apply to our employees? If you got sick and had to go out for several months, your employer would say, I'm sorry, I'm laying you off until you're better. You're going to have to go on disability. Not Mitch. He keeps collecting the check to the tune of about $5,000 a week. Ain't that something? Going right in his bank account, direct deposit. I don't know who's using it. Maybe that's how she went to China. I don't know. Just saying. He's getting his money. You don't get yours when you're sick. Get the explosive diarrhea and call that out from work 2 weeks and see what they do. Go ahead. Get the explosive diarrhea and see if you get paid. Go ahead. Everyone else is getting it. I don't want it. I almost thought I had it this morning. I had tummy cramps.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Carellcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Carellcast. Driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Carellcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Carellcast, driving you home or driving you crazy.
Now it's your time.
Ice, ice, baby. Do 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 do. So, in breaking news, ICE has been ordered to stop most vehicle stops as they have killed 2 people in 2 weeks. Man killed by ICE agent in Maine was hardworking father originally from Colombia. ICE is killing Americans at behest of Donald Trump, and no one is doing a thing. No one's doing a thing. We had the mother, the lesbian who died. I'm forgetting her name, and then Alex Preddy. We've had 2 in the last week, and nothing's happening. They're not convicted of murder, and they should be. We are in such weird fucking times right now. I got to tell you. We have government agents on the street killing people for no reason. And I don't want to hear about this. They weaponized their vehicle. There are specific statutes that state that federal law enforcement is not allowed to shoot someone in a vehicle, even if the vehicle is heading towards them. That's in the federal statute. They can't do it. And yet they are. They are. And Hegsberth and Patel and all of them, they're out there justifying it. There's such a special place in hell for everyone in Donald Trump's cabinet. And in ICE, obviously. It really is. Yesterday, I got in a fight with ChatGPT. I wanted it to help me create a thumbnail that said, Trump assaults democracy for his speech Thursday night, because that's what he's going to do. He is going to assault voting. He's going to try to make it so you have to prove you're a citizen to vote. And he's going to try to delegitimize the senators from Georgia. It wouldn't create the thumbnail. It said, I can't create that because it would give something about political impressions or whatever. And I said, but it's factual. He is assaulting democracy. And it said, no, I'm sorry, that's an opinion. It's not the truth. I can't do that. And I said, you can't do that, ChatGPT, because Sam Altman, who runs you, wants the government to buy a 5% stake in your company, so they are currying favor with Donald Trump. And it said, oh, that's not true. And then I went through and gave it all of these stories about Trump's assaults on democracy, and guess what happened? I actually changed ChatGPT's mind. I actually proved to it that Donald Trump is assaulting democracy. I proved it with story after story after story. So finally, the only logical conclusion that the computer could make is that he was assaulting democracy. And then it created the thumbnail that I wanted that said Trump assaults democracy. It denied me several times. And then I sent it story after story. I said, you are supposed to be fact-based. Here's the facts. But the notion that I had to prove to ChatGPT that Trump was assaulting democracy is sort of beyond me, because the evidence is everywhere. It's just everywhere. And so as he prepares himself for that, what about Iran? Why does Congress not care about Iran? It is a war, okay? And yet it is undeclared. Congress is the only body that can wage war. They have not declared it a war. The veterans that are fighting in it will not get special benefits for being in a war, and yet they're in a war. The ones that died will not get wartime benefits, and yet it's in a war. What a bunch of losers. Democrats and Republicans. What a bunch of losers. They are letting this guy do whatever he wants, and they're sitting there doing nothing. And meanwhile, 2 of them, one's died and the other could be dead. Wow. No wonder other countries are looking at us and just shaking their head. Just like, are you kidding me? And now we have armed, jackbooted thugs that are just like the brown shirts to Hitler. And I equated that yesterday to ChatGPT. I said he is using ice like Hitler used the brown shirts. And it said I can't make that comparison. And then I proved it, and it said, okay, it's a fair comparison. Because it is. Not even a computer could deny it. All right, we got lots more when we come back. Don't go anywhere except for the chat room. Chat. Type.
If you're not visiting reallycorrell.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the blog, including recipes, at reallycorrell.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Corel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Corel is the one that you need to know.
So ICE has killed 2 people, one in Texas, one in Maine, hardworking members of our society that did nothing wrong, murdered by government agents. And we seem to be okay with this. You know, we seem to be like, oh, that's America today. Trump walks back proposed 20% Strait of Hormuz fee. You know why? Because now there's video circulating of Marco Rubio just 4 months ago saying you cannot charge people passage in international waters. That's not how it works. You cannot do it. When Iran was going to try to charge people, everyone was like, no, you can't. You cannot charge them. You cannot. Then when Trump was trying to do it, suddenly it was okay. Now he's walked it back. You know why? Because he had no choice. Because he couldn't charge it. And no, who's going to pay it? Was he going to set up a toll booth? Like a floating toll booth? Is that really what he's going to... I mean, what's he going to do? Stand out there with tickets? You know? I mean, truly. The man has lost his fucking mind and his diaper. Yeah. So what else is going on in the world? Iran war news. U.S. and Iran intensify conflict with naval blockade resuming. Yeah, that doesn't sound like an unending war to me. Does it to you? No, it sounds like it's going to, you know. Senator Graham likely died after aorta tear. Preliminary medical exam finds. I still don't buy it. I don't think that Iran killed him, but I don't buy it's an aorta. I have a growing, right here in my chest. I'm pointing exactly to where it is. Right here. My aorta is getting bigger in the worst place it could get bigger. Now, usually they get bigger down here in your abdomen, and they can fix those, and they don't have to go to open chest or any of that. Mine is in the curve of the aorta, the worst place. And it started at 3.7, then 3.9, then 4.0, then 4.1. Now it's 4.3125. If it gets to 4.5, I can't lift more than 50 pounds. If it gets to 5.0, I see a surgeon. And somewhere in between 5.0 and 5.5, they either crack open my chest, or hopefully by the time it gets there, they have a way to go in through the groin with these new TVAR procedures that they're doing by 3D printing your aorta in the arch and making a custom insert. I know a lot about thoracic aortic aneurysms and abdominal aortic aneurysms. I know that that's what John Ritter died of. John Ritter died of a thoracic tear in the aorta. Lucille Ball, that's what she died of. She went in and had an abdominal AAA, abdominal aortic aneurysm repaired in 1979 or 78. She went in and had it repaired. She went home, and for some reason, while she was recovering, the pressure of the, I don't know what, the surgery or the pressure of fixing the abdomen, whatever, her thoracic exploded, and she died. Famous people have died of blown open aortas, but they didn't have the monitoring that they do now. Mine, I get an echo every year, and they measure it precisely and exactly. A CT will do the same. An MRI will do the same. And I know that Lindsey Graham had these tests because he had atherosclerotic heart disease, which means a blockage and a hardening of his arteries from calcium. So I know he was on a statin probably. He was on a blood pressure pill probably. And I'm quite sure they looked at his heart. They would have seen a weakened aorta. They simply would have. So I don't get it. How it could be a surprise, I don't understand. Because I know a lot about that particular medical condition. James Schnabel is in the chat room, and he can back me up. Let's see. Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, and DC's oldest addiction. What is that? I don't know what is DC's oldest addiction according to USA Today. Let's see. I can't read it because it wants me to pay $1 for the first month and blah, 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 blah. Staying in the job for years after they should have let it go. Yeah, I agree. There's nothing worse than, a lot of singers can sing into their 80s. Diana Ross, Cher, Streisand, they still sound great. That's fine. There are other singers you're thinking, Frankie Valli. Frankie Valli should retire. It's painful to watch him. He shouldn't be out there. It's elder abuse. Some people should give up their jobs. Yep. So, have you heard about this? The Nevada Attorney General has sued to block the $110 billion Warner Brothers Paramount merger. 12 other attorneys generals from across the United States have sued, and it looks like more are joining in. So since the FTC and the FCC have failed to stop the merger, states' attorneys generals are now suing to block the merger. So the merger is not a done deal, and Larry Ellison is beside himself. He is beside himself. Now, our Attorney General, Aaron Ford, is running for governor. Ford joins a coalition of 11 other attorneys generals in asking a federal court to block the deal. They say it will lessen competition and create a monopoly, because it will. So will they, will they? I don't know. Cyclospora continues to spread. These foods are linked to infection. They're thinking bagged salad. That's like one of the top culprits. They're asking people now, what have you eaten? And they're thinking bagged salads. So if you like bagged salads, don't eat them right now. Just don't eat any raw leafy greens right now. Lettuce, cabbage, none of it. Not until this is over. Until they find the source. Once they find the source, then you can eat, whatever you want. Because, you'll be able to know whether it came from there or not. So, yeah. So, I hate these stories. Owner knows their dog is at the shelter but decides not to reclaim them. Someone should go and beat them. Graham was America's first most powerful counterweight. No, he wasn't. Jurassic Park child stars pay tribute to Sam Neill. That's very cute. That is very cute. U.S. refunds $81 billion in Trump tariffs. Did you get any of that money back? The tariffs cost all of us $1,100 more per year. Did you get that check? I didn't get that check. Who got the $81 billion? Oh, let me guess. Corporations. Government has been forced to pay back duties to companies that imported goods into the U.S. that were hit by the tariffs. So the corporations that made the money, because they passed that on to you, okay? The corporations paid the tariffs, charged you more money, and made profits, and now they're getting the money back, and we're not getting any of it. And that explains America. The people that should be getting the refund from the tariffs aren't the companies that passed that money on, that price on to you. It's us. We should get that $81 billion. I don't know how much that would be per American. Let's see. What is 320? Wait. How am I going to do this? Okay, yeah. Come on. Just stop it. What is 81 billion divided by 330 million?
The answer is approximately 245.45.
We each, every single American. So if you're a family of 4, you should get $1,000. Every American should get a check for $245. Every American, every baby, every senior, every American should get a check for $245. 3 people in your house, $750. You got a baby and husband and wife, $750. Not the corporations. But see, that's all we do is reward corporations. We give them the tax breaks. We give them the abilities to thrive. We don't give ourselves. We let them destroy the environment, and while we have to live in it. Yep. So they'll get the $81 billion back. They will not lower their prices, and they will not give that money back to us. Isn't that something? How the U.S. Commerce Secretary's Epstein links were uncovered by a Brit. Yeah, heaven forbid we should. And what's happened to him? What's happened to the U.S. Commerce Secretary after being named so prominently in the Epstein files? Nada. Not a damn thing. What's going on in the world of entertainment? Yes, we know that Sam Neill has died. And that's very sad. What else is going on? The Daytime Emmy Awards nominations were announced. Does anybody watch daytime television? Does anybody? Do you all watch daytime television? I mean, what's on in the daytime anymore? People watch TV now when they want to, even soap operas. They don't. You don't have to watch at the time that, you know. The Young and the Restless leads this year's nomination with 18. Who knew it was still on? Including Best Daytime Drama, followed by Beyond the Gates. That's another. I didn't even know that was a soap opera. I used to love soap operas. Did you all love it? I used to watch All My Children, One Life to Live, and Port Charles. Port Charles, because it was about vampires. Come on, and they were gorgeous. Port Charles, All My Children, One Life to Live. Never watched General Hospital. But those were mine. Because you only got one life to live. Oh, Adam Chandler. And All My Children, Erica Kane. Hello. Adam was on All My Children, right? And he had the weird twin brother. It was, remember, for a while there, she dated or married. Did she marry? Well, she married everybody. Susan Lucci, she dated or married this guy who had a twin brother, and the twin brother was kind of simple, kind of on the spectrum. Stewart and Adam, and the guy played the same role. Oh, yeah. Yep. And One Life to Live, Tina. Tina was the vixen of One Life to Live. Oh, and the Buchanans. The Buchanans were on One Life to Live. I used to watch it. Absolutely. I have no idea what Beyond the Gates is. General Hospital, 13 nods. Days of Our Lives, 8 nods. So, yeah, I guess people still watch drama series during the days. Beyond the Gates, Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, Young and the Restless. Outstanding Daytime Talk, third hour of the Today Show, the Drew Barrymore Show, the Kelly Clarkson Show, Live with Kelly and Mark, Today with Jenna and Friends, and The View. I think The View will win. Outstanding Entertainment News Series. Well, that seems like an oxymoron. Access Hollywood, Entertainment Tonight, and Extra. Did you know that any of those shows were even still on? Outstanding Culinary Instructional Series. They don't instruct you on those shows. Wild Game Kitchen, Be My Guest with Ina Garten, Delicious Miss Brown, Magnolia Table, At the File, because they need another. What's their names? I used to like them until I found out that they went to this church that preaches conversion therapy. What's their names? Oh, I used to love them. I can see their faces. He's a redhead. She's got long hair. I forget their names. Patty's Mexican Table. That's up for an Emmy. Outstanding Culinary Cultural Series. America the Bountiful, Best Ever Food Show, Fork and Hammer, Lucky Chow, and Savor the City. And Outstanding Courtroom Series. Caught in Providence, Divorce Court, Justice for the People with Judge Milan, Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. Do you watch any of those judge shows? I do not. They're good for a laugh sometimes, but no. Outstanding Travel Program, Expedition Unknown on Discovery, Long Way Home, The Lovely Lemurs of Madagascar, The Lovely Lemurs of Madagascar, Solo Traveling with Tracy Ellis Ross, so that might be cute, and Super Skilled with Ava Zubek. Outstanding Instructional Program, Ask This House on PBS, Fixer Upper, Hometown Takeover, The Last Right, Building the Final Home of America's Greatest Architect, and This Old House. Outstanding Lifestyle Program, A Different Breed, George to the Rescue, With Love, Megan, The Motherhood, and The Wizard of Paws. Oh, I'd like that. It's probably about dogs. Art and Popular Culture Program, Beyond the Gates, Welcome to the Neighborhood. No idea what that is. Off Script with The Hollywood Reporter, Variety and CNN Actors on Actors. I do watch that. Variety Studio Actors on Actors, and Working in the Theater from American Theater Wing. Outstanding Daytime Special, Critics' Choice Second Annual Celebration of LGBTQ Cinema. And the Dorians didn't win a thing. Disney Parks Magical Christmas Parade, Living Proof on Hulu, Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, and Unleashing Hope, The Power of Service Dogs for Children with Autism. Wasn't that something? Outstanding daytime short form program. Catalyst, Glam Through the Ages, Most Ordered, The Path with Ryan Rosensky, and Stand Up and Do Something. No idea what any of those are. And then, of course, it does the actresses from the daytime series that none of you watch, and the actors, which, again, I don't know any of these names. Outstanding performance in the daytime drama. Actress, Lindsay Godfrey, Cameron Grimes, Beth Maitland, Trish Mann Grant, and Amanda Sutton. No idea. But God bless soap operas. They do keep a lot of working actors working, collecting checks, paying into the union. God bless soap operas. Keep going. They're good for the acting world. They are. I just don't know who watches them. Do you guys watch soap operas? Do you still watch a soap opera? What's your favorite soap opera? Do y'all watch them? Put them in the comments down below. I stopped. Maybe I should start again. Behind the game.
Now it's showtime.
All right, we are back. We are almost done on this Tuesday, July 14th, with me and my carpal tunnel wristband trying to hopefully reduce some of the pain. I will say it's less painful in this brace, so we'll see what it is. If I press right there, oh my God, I will, oh, that hurts. Doctor, it hurts when I press here. Don't press there. So what have we covered today? Thursday, Donald Trump is going to assault democracy again in a speech where he's probably going to demand the Save America Act and want the senators from Georgia thrown out and God knows what else because the man's insane. He'll obviously crap his diaper while he's on air. So someone will have to change that afterwards. We don't know if Mitch McConnell is alive, but we do know that Lindsey Graham is dead. So there's that. There's some certainty. Lindsey's dead. Mitch, we don't know. But we do know they're down 2 votes. Well, now, I guess not, because they appointed the sisters. So now they're just down 1 vote. She can go vote, having no idea what's going on policy or anything, just whatever. They'll let anybody in to vote. That's how desperate Republicans are. It doesn't matter, if you have any idea of government or what's going on. Just, you're a sister, okay, go vote. So there's that. We've covered the daytime Emmys. That's something we covered. So we've covered a lot today, haven't we, in just this 1 hour? What's going on in the chat room? Most dissections have no antecedent aneurysm unless there is Marfan's. Hypertension is the overwhelming dissection risk factor. Okay. I do so. I can easily flip. Oh, you watch soap operas. You can easily flip the channels during the ads. I'm guessing nursing homes need to make the easiest platform, basic cable. I guess people in nursing homes probably watch soap operas every day. See, I'm not a soap opera person. I'm an Ion TV person. When I just was watching free TV and, not paying for it, and I would go in my height of depression, which was for a decade at Park Howard prior to moving to Vegas, I would go in the TV room after my show. So at 11 in the morning. No, I'm sorry. I had a show then from 3 to 5. So I would go in the TV room at 11 and watch whatever was on Ion TV because they just show back to back to back. So Law and Order SVU. There was a couple cop shows out of Canada that I liked. I forget their names. Ion takes these older TV shows that have a large catalog and just plays them. Just episode after episode all day long. And each day is a different show, but it's that one show all day. So I used to watch like Law and Order SVU from 11 till 2:30 and then from 4 until 11 at night. I'm not making that up or whatever. For weeks, I would just be in the TV room with the dogs and I was so depressed. And I would just watch whatever was on Ion TV, taking OxyContin and Somas and just watching Ion TV. No soap operas, but serials. Bones. I've seen every episode of Bones at least twice. All 11 seasons. What else do they show on Ion? Oh, I don't know what they show now. They probably show a lot of those shows like Chicago Fires and all that. But back in the day, they showed Law and Order, and they showed both Law and Orders, SVU and the regular one, and all kinds of. So I didn't watch soap operas. I watched Ion TV. Binge watching for poor people. That's what Ion is. It's binge watching for poor people. And when I was in the hospital, I just turned it on Ion. And now A&E, because A&E is no longer about arts and entertainment. It is totally about cop shows. And I love Ozark Law. I love it. It has 2 seasons. It's set at the Lake of the Ozark. I love this one cop that's on there. He's so handsome. I love it. I've watched both seasons. And one I saw when I was in the hospital with my AFib last year. It was on all day, so I just watched Ozark Law all day, and I thought, I like this show. So, yeah, I watched that. All right, we'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Thursday we'll have This Gay Week with Scott from the Ukraine, where a lot of things are happening. Half the time I talk to him about the Ukraine and not gay issues. Although there was a gay pride in the Ukraine since Scott and I last spoke, I'm hoping he went to it and can report on what happened at it, because it did just happen. So we'll be talking to him from Ukraine on Thursday. Tomorrow, of course, we'll have the Whirlwind Cavalcade show. If you'd like to follow me, it's youtube.com/Willie Carell. Like and subscribe, ReallyKarel. On social media, on Instagram, it's Carell Official, Karel Official. Go there and follow. Just don't read any of the comments, or go down below and, stir up something in the comments. And, of course, every day you can chat with me live during the show from 10 to 11 at YouTube, and that's Pacific time, at youtube.com/Really Carell. Oh, the other bit of news, there's a bill making its way in the background to get rid of daylight savings time. And it was going to go for a vote today, and then it would have to go to the Senate, where it has support. So we need to keep an eye out, because before we switch again, they may just make daylight savings time permanent, to where we don't fall back. We will stay sprung forward. Ain't that something? In fact, did it pass? I mean, let me go to the news and type in daylight savings bill. Daylight savings bill. Let's see if it passed. Under the news, they're all saying if the House votes. We don't know if they did vote. Daylight savings time could soon end thanks to this bill in Congress. Yes, but they haven't voted on it yet. Congress could vote this week for permanent daylight savings time. The Senate shows support, and Trump said he will sign it because he hates daylight savings time. So, I don't know. It's got its benefits, but I hate it. I hate when we fall back in March and suddenly it's dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I hate that. I like when it's light at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I hate when it's dark at like 4. The nights are forever. Oh my God, they're so long. So I'm kind of a fan of getting rid of it. I don't know. Leave your comments below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you not care about it? There's a lot of health reasons that we should or should not do it. There's some on both sides. There are some health reasons that say we should do it, that say we should do it. There are some health reasons that say we shouldn't. Do you know the day that we change, men have more heart attacks than any other day of the year? The day that we fall back, men have more, and there's more traffic wrecks the day that we fall back. I am Carell. Be who you want to be, so don't hurt anybody. Leave your comments down below about anything we've talked about, or go follow me on social media. And you can always email contact@reallycarell.com. That's contact@reallycarell.com. Until tomorrow, stay safe. I love to all my patrons at patreon.com/reallycarell. Thank you for supporting the show. I really love and appreciate you. Patreon.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Carell Cast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Carell Cast. Driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Carell Cast on your favorite streaming service.